All right, so welcome everyone. And my name is Shanna, if I haven't met you before, and I'm happy to be here with Adaptive Adventures, and we'll do about 45 minutes today of chair yoga. So we'll start with a little bit of quiet, and we'll end with a little bit of quiet, and we'll move in between. Now, let's call this settling. So you can, if it feels good, you can lean it back against the chair initially, if that helps you relax a little bit, or you can sit with your back away from the chair. Your option there. And you want to make sure that you're making contact. So your sit bones are in the chair, have your hands on your thighs, and then feet on the floor or wherever you can make contact with whatever you've got down there. All right, so hands on your thighs. Press down on your thighs with just a little bit of weight, enough to lift your torso up so you get a little taller. So you notice there's a lot of difference between this, and it's about engaging all of those muscles around the spine. And we can engage them a little bit better by gently bringing the belly in, but it's okay. We don't have to keep the belly firm the whole time, but just when you want to get tall, that's going to help you. Now, exhale and sigh out a big exhale. And just feel like you're dissolving and letting everything else go in the world. You can gently close your eyes, or if you don't like closing your eyes, you can look down and soften your gaze. And imagine that as you are stilling your body, you're allowing your mind to become quiet as a match for your body. So you're bringing yourself into a more quiet realm. Maybe you can imagine sitting inside of a forest. And the light is filtered through the trees. It's a little bit dim. There's a smell of dampness in the air. The trees giving off carbon dioxide, the air very moist. And you're just present, just feeling yourself present in this time, sitting, observing what's going on the inside, and whatever landscape you want to imagine yourself in. If you're in a forest, if you're by the ocean, you're on a mountaintop, whatever brings you a sense of calm and groundedness. So call this settling. You're bringing your energy. We often are sending our energy out there. So just bringing that energy, bringing it in, drawing it down. Imagine that there's a little light that's glowing right in your midsection. And when you inhale, see if that midsection, that light, can expand a little bit, get a little stronger, a little brighter. And when you exhale, can you create a sensation of that light spreading throughout you? So inhaling and fanning the flame of that light, and then exhaling and spreading it out, feeling a sense of warmth, a sense of light and brightness. As you inhale, can your chest feel just a little brighter? Now, so Noel mentioned tension. So let's now imagine, have you ever done this? When I was little, I used to do it. There was this little waterfall where I would go as a kid, and I would stand underneath it, and the water would just wash down all over me. I just loved it. And if you stepped inside the waterfall, you'd hear this echo, and then you'd step into the water, and it would just wash down all over you again. So imagine that you are standing in a gentle waterfall, and let that water just splash down on you, down your back, down your front, and feel as though that waterfall is just taking all the tension away. So breathing a sense of ease into the body, and then let the waterfall slide down the back and just take away all your tension. Now, last week we talked just a little bit about breath, and I'll talk about it just a little bit more. We're incrementally finding a little bit more awareness of our breath. So in a very quiet way, just begin to notice the air coming in your nasal passages and then moving back out. So just for 3 breaths, feel the air inside your nose as you inhale. Feel a sense of spaciousness there, and then feel the warm air come out as you exhale. A little bit cooler on the way in, a little bit warmer on the way out. So just feeling what we'll call the gateway, from the outside to the inside, where you're bringing the world in through your nose and feeling those chambers there, that spaciousness. And then as you inhale, it's coming up to the center of your forehead and then moving back. So now I'd like you to put your focus in the back of your throat, back of your mouth. It's called the pharynx, but just the back, the soft palate. When you inhale, imagine it's almost like a piece of velvet. When you inhale, can you feel the breath brush through the back of your throat on the way to the lungs? And when you exhale, can you feel the air brush up against the back of the throat again on its way up and out? So see if you can find sensation in the back of your mouth cavity now. Feeling the air stroke the back of your throat on the way down to the lungs. Feeling the air stroke up the back of your throat, back of your mouth, really, I want to say, on the exhale. Just back here, feeling the inhale, air moving down, and the exhale, air moving up and out. Now with your mind, can you follow the length of one inhale the whole way in? So feeling it touch the nose, fill the nasal cavities, maybe a little sensation in between the eyebrows, and then it goes back and down, strokes the throat, and then comes into the lungs. On the exhale, feel the lungs empty, that little sensation at the back of the mouth, up, and then that spacious feeling in the nasal cavities, and then back out. So just following it in the whole way to the lungs, and then from the lungs, following it the whole way out into the air around you. Now, if you can do that, your diaphragm is your main respiratory muscle. Very big muscle that attaches to your ribs all around, and then it has two long fingers that go down the back and attaches to your lumbar spine. So think of it like a big umbrella inside your torso. When you inhale, that umbrella gets really tight and it moves down so that your lungs can fill up. And when you exhale, it floats back up into the parachute or the umbrella shape so your lungs can empty. So now see if you can bring your sensation to this parachute inside your rib cage. And when you inhale, let your ribs move out to the side and that parachute pushes down. When you exhale, relax completely and that parachute floats back up. Just see if you can find that for a couple breaths. On the inhale, broaden the rib cage, lift the chest, let the parachute go down. On the exhale, relax, the parachute floats up and you exhale. Now we each have a natural way that we breathe. Everyone breathes with an inhale, a little pause, an exhale, and a little pause. You don't even notice the pauses because you do it so much. But now I'd like you to find a way. We're going to take 3 breaths, and this is called 5-2-8 breath. So it's just to calm your nervous system. So you'll count to yourself. Inhale for 5. Hold your breath for 2 without tightening anything. Just pause. And then exhale slow and steady for 8. And you can count fast, you can count slow, you can count slower as you do successive breaths, but just try and see if this can work for you, or just try to find your longest inhale, a little hold, and then your longest exhale. So we'll just try 3 breaths like that now. I'll let you count for yourself because you need to stay in touch with your nervous system, all right? So your spine is tall. Your sit bones are grounded in the chair, your shoulders are relaxed, your arms are easy on your lap. You exhale completely, and when you're ready, take a slow, steady inhale. Fill the ribs, lift the heart, expand, get a little wider. When you get to the top, just pause. Don't tighten anything, just pause. And then when it's time to exhale, I'll recommend that you gently draw the navel slowly back towards the spine to help you exhale longer. Ready again, inhaling through the nose. Holding for just a moment, and then exhaling. And we'll try it one more time. All right. So even if you weren't able to do a 5-8 today, remember that and try it at some point. It's very calming to do, and it shifts you. You feel this shift inside. All right, now we'll try a little bit of movement with this. But so we'll come to the edge of our chair, and your spine is tall, your hands are on your lap. We're going to rotate from our hip joints. So keep your spine long and begin to draw little circles with your chest, with the top of your head. You can start slow and small, but notice how the weight transfers from one side to the other. So leaning forward when you come forward, going across the knees to the side, leaning back, pausing a little bit. Just finding your expression of the biggest circle for you. I'm going to take my blocks away now. I think I can be grounded here. So yeah, right shoulder towards right knee, left shoulder towards left knee, to the side, up and over. And after you finish this one, come back to center and pause. And then just see if you feel a little bit more awareness, a little bit more pliability in the body. And then let's start in the opposite direction, little circles, keeping your spine long, just rocking on your sit bones, really on your pelvis. And then if it feels okay, start to make the circles a little bigger, maybe a little slower. And just see what's comfortable for you today, now at this time. Just moving your torso in relation to your steady hips. And then after this one, let's come back to center. All right, so that's the basic movement, just to begin to get the spine, the torso to move in relation to the hips. Now I'd like to move the spine a little bit more, and we'll call these heart circles. They can also be diaphragmatic circles. Maybe if you ever did the hula hoop, which I cannot do, but if you ever did, I imagine this is what it is. So I'll point to my ribs here. Take an inhale and get tall. When you exhale, take your ribs over to the left. So it's just that shift over as much as you can. And then come forward with your ribs. So a little bit of a back bend. You're bringing your heart forward. Now you're going to take your ribs over to the right. And now hollow yourself out. You're actually leaning back. Chin to the collarbone. Hollowing that out. And then nice and slow, come on over to the left. Ribs kind of stick out. Then come forward, leaning forward, over to the right, and back. Now find your version of circling your rib cage, moving your heart. I'll put my finger on my heart. Maybe you can see how the heart is now moving. So it's a little different than just moving from our hips. Getting the spine, the shoulders, and the neck involved, and then come back to the center. Just pause here for a moment. Notice if there's a level of energy moving up through the torso. Drink it in if it is. And now let's go in the other direction. So I'm going to point to right ribs and shift over to the right. And then come forward, shift over to the left, and take it back. All right. And finding the opposite direction that you're going in now. So you can keep your hands on your hips. Just a few circles here. Whatever you can move, move it. And just let the spine get involved. Shrug the shoulders up and away. And last time, come around. and then back. All right, so that's just a little signal to wake up our body and to let it know that we're gonna start moving. All right, so now let's get our shoulders. Want to feel some sensation in our shoulders. So bring your arms just down by your sides. And then shrug your shoulders back just a little bit. There's a tendency for them to fall forward in almost all of us. So let's put our awareness just in our shoulders so we can feel them. Take your palms, turn them forward. So your arms are out straight, your palms are forward, and then just push back a little bit and feel your shoulder blades squeeze together. We're going to call this an inhale. So notice that your chest is wider when your shoulder blades come together, and you can inhale a little bit better here. Now, when you exhale, let's turn the palms back and like we're pushing back, and our shoulder blades are wide now. So let's go inhale, shoulder blades come together, and exhale, shoulder blades apart. Inhale, palms are forward, lift the heart up, and exhale, palms are back. Take the chin down a little. We're going to add the head to this now. So inhale, palms are forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together and gently look up a little bit. And then exhale, push the palms back, the shoulders are wide, bring the chin down towards the collarbone. So let's try that a little bit, this supple movement through the spine, lifting up on the inhale, and then rounding a little bit on the exhale. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, gliding forward, gently looking up, palms face forward, shoulder blades squeeze together a little bit, and then exhale, back rounds, chin drops, we push the hands back, the shoulder blades are broad. Now we're going to add the shoulders as well. So when you come forward, we'll take this slow, your chin floats up, your palms are forward, really squeeze the shoulder blades back a little bit more now. And if your bottom ribs are popping out, tuck the bottom ribs in too. You want to keep your abdomen strong. Now maybe it'll be more obvious on the exhale as you turn your palms back and drop your chin. Let your shoulders come forward. I'm going to go sideways for a minute so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what exhale. We're curved over, shoulders are forward, pushing the hands back. On an inhale, open up the chest, turn the palms forward, lift the chin, and find a little back bend. Lift up and back. Exhale, tuck the tummy, drop the chin, push the hands back, shrug your shoulders forward. So feel it. We're going to pause here for a minute. So you feel that space between your shoulder blades. And then on the inhale, when you come forward, you'll squeeze your shoulder blades together. So now let's imagine that you're actually breathing between your shoulder blades. So on an inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together, and on the exhale, you're making space between them. So let's just do that a little bit more. So when we exhale, the back body lengthens, so feel that whole rounding in the back. When you inhale, the whole front body lengthens. And just one more time like this. Down, and then up. And then come back to center. All right. A little bit more with our shoulders now. So when you inhale, let's just take the arms out. Keep the elbows soft. Just take the arms out. Keep them low. Whatever feels good to you. When you exhale, let's bring the right hand in and then the left. Okay? So we're just hugging ourselves, holding the shoulders. We'll try this a few times and then we'll keep adding on to it, all right? So inhale, just let your arms float out. Take that breath. And exhale, this time the left hand comes in first and then the right. And whenever, if I haven't cued to breathe and you need to take a breath, you always breathe. You pay attention to your body. Sometimes it takes me a little longer to say things so I don't get to cue. So let's just try this 3 more times. Let's float open, take the arms up, maybe even look up a little bit. And then exhale, this time right hand and then left. Long spine. There we go. Good. And inhale, float the arms forward and out to the sides. And then this time, left hand, and then right. I hope I said that right. All right, now we're going to start and try and take the arms a little bit higher. And when we hug ourselves, we'll go down a little bit. So we're taking that motion and we're making it bigger now. All right, so let's inhale the arms out, maybe just below our shoulders, and look up. And then exhale, either hand can come to your shoulders. Just hug yourself and look down. And then when you're ready, release your hands and use the inhale. Take the hands almost like a big beach ball. Take them up, bring them closer to the height of your shoulders, look up. And then exhale, hug yourself and round down. And now let's see if we can take the arms into a Y shape. Can you bring your arms a little bit higher? If this doesn't work for you, hands on shoulders is always fine. And then exhale, hug yourself and round down. And a Y shape again. Inhale up into a Y shape. Lift up through the heart and look up. And then use that exhale to lower the arms, hug yourself, and roll down. And now inhale, and if your arms can go higher, then let's take them up a little bit more. Just see where your arms can go. Exhale, hug yourself, and round down. And then just last time like this. Unfurl those arms, look up and reach up to any degree. Hug yourself and roll down. And then come back to center. All right, so now we're going to do the where we forward fold completely. So if you want to put a cushion on your belly, that is easier for you to fold down, feel free to do that. So your arms are by your sides. Squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit to open up the chest. And then when you're ready, inhale, spread your fingers wide if you can and lift the whole way up, look up. And now we're going to be a swan dive. So exhale, the arms are going to go wide, you'll tip over, let your belly come to your thighs, let your arms go wherever they can relax, and let your head and neck relax over completely. Now on an inhale, if you need a little help, then you put your hands on your thighs. If you don't need help, then you can take your arms out wide and come the whole way up. All right, so whatever you need. And we're going to do this a few more times. So exhale, let your heart come forward, hinge at your hips. The arms come the whole way down like a slow motion dive, and let your head relax. And I'll show it this time with my hands on the thighs. You can use it that way. On an inhale, you can press on the thighs to bring yourself up, and then bring the arms up. Okay. Now let's change the hands a little bit. This time when you go back, put your hands in the small of your back. It'll be a little different. And then roll the chest down. Let the head and neck relax. Now we'll alternate, all right? So when you're ready, use your inhale to come up, and the arms go up. And this time we'll swan dive, the arms come forward and down. All right, so exhale, take a slow exhale, roll across your thighs, let your head and neck relax. When you're ready, inhale, come the whole way up again. And then this time, the hands will go to the small of the back. So just see how that's a little different on your shoulders, and then roll back down. And then inhale and come back to center. We'll take just a little breath here. So cleansing breaths, I like to take them in between things, just sort of, it's almost like a little pit stop, or you're clearing the slate. So inhale through your nose, and then sigh out the exhale through your mouth, and really make a little noise. And you take it long and slow, and just feel like you're letting go of everything. Okay? All right, let's see how this feels. Take your left hand and put it on your right ribs. So you're hugging yourself with just one arm. You're holding on here, okay? And this is on an inhale, bring your right arm up now. So you're going to keep holding on to your right ribs. Good, everyone looks good. And on an exhale, just lean over to the left. Maybe just a little bit, maybe more. Just hang out here for a moment and see what's possible here. Can your left ear come towards your left shoulder? Can your left shoulder come towards your left hips? Now the right arm can be bent, it can be on your shoulder, or it can be straight. Now use your inhale, use your abdominals, inhale and float yourself back up. And we're going to keep that hand here. Let's try this 3 more times. On an exhale, take it over. And inhale, float it up. And use your breath now. Imagine this movement is coming from your breath. As you exhale and your lungs empty, you sort of lean over. And then as your lungs fill up, it floats you back up to the center. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, the lungs empty, and we just shift to the left. Inhale, you fill those lungs and come up. And now we'll take it and stay here for an extra breath. So exhale, and just hang out here. Feel free to bend the elbow. You can even put your hand on your head if that feels better, or if you like reaching out. So again, modify this so it works for you. And now everyone, let's put that hand on the right shoulder. And then inhale and come up. Now release the right arm, release the left arm. Close your eyes for just a minute or look down. Inhale slow through the nose. Take a big breath and feel the sensation on the right side if you can. And then sigh out and exhale.
Before this is all over, and they're looking for some long-term solutions. The county, by the way, last night, they did authorize a deep well injection type.
Oh, thank you, Brooke, for muting that. I guess somebody's news or television came on in the background. I'm not really sure, but thank you. All right. So we're pausing here, and maybe you can feel a little difference in the right arm, the right shoulder, the right side compared to the left. Or maybe just taking a breath. Can you breathe a little bit more easily? Because we're opening up the ribs a little bit here. Now let's try it on the other side. So now take that right hand and find your left ribs, or anywhere that you can towards that side, or even can be on the left thigh. It's a little bit more proprioceptive. That means it gives you feedback if you can put your hands on your ribs. Okay? Then when you're ready, inhale that left arm up. Find your length, find your tallness. When you exhale and those lungs empty, just let yourself lean over, glide over to the right now. So right ear towards right shoulder towards right hips, and lifting up through that left arm. And then inhale, bring yourself back to center. So we're just finding these small movements that are powered from our breath. So we'll exhale over to the right. Let your head and neck relax, and inhale back up. So these movements can be small, and you'll still get the benefits from them. Imagine the ribs on the left, we're putting space between them, arcing them out. Inhale back up. Now this time when we go over, let's stay for an extra breath. So we'll stay here. If your arm is tired, you can always put your hand on your head or on your shoulder, or if you feel okay, you can reach that arm out. See if you can take one more inhale here, get a little longer, reach a little bit more, and then exhale. Inhale back, release the arm, and see how your arms feel. Maybe the hope is that we bring a little bit more awareness and spaciousness to the rib cage, to the lungs, and to the shoulders. All right, let's try a little twisting now. Okay. So let's inhale both of our arms straight ahead with our thumbs up. So the thumbs will be something for us to look at. Okay. All right. Take an inhale and get tall. We're going to start with the right hand. On an exhale, take that right hand, follow it with your eyes, right? So you're looking at the thumb, you're taking it back, taking it back, taking it back. And you're in a twist, okay? So left hand pushes forward, right hand pushes back. You feel that twist through the rib cage. And then inhale, bring that arm back, follow it with your eyes so your head is following your hands. Beautiful. All right, hands are together in the front. We'll do it now with the left hand. On an inhale, take that left hand, follow it with your eyes. Take it nice and slow. Follow it back. Pause when you get there. Push the hands away from each other and lift up through the spine. And then inhale, follow that thumb, bring it back. Now let's rest the arms for just a minute. That's a lot of work on the shoulders. We'll do it again, and we'll do it a little bit deeper. But let's do a little something to maybe warm up it even a little bit better. So make really soft fists with your hands. Your elbows are bent, and let's just swing. All right, so sideways, you can see what it looks like. I'm just swinging my elbows. All right. So just little swings, back and forth, back and forth. Now, can we make the swings a little bigger? So see how far forward and how far back you can go. Good. All right, now we're gonna punch. All right, so the next time your left hand comes forward, punch it to the right. And then come back, and then the right punches to the left. So now there's a little twist back and forth. So see, you find the pace that works for you. And we're punching and punching and punching. All right? So sort of shoulder height right now. Now, is it available? Can you punch up a little bit on each side? So this, feel that little twist through the spine, but now you're punching up. And then just see how high up you can punch. Keep crossing over and punching. So you can give it a little bit of momentum when you punch. And then start to bring it down a little bit. So now maybe we're at shoulder height if you were up. And now let's take it down a little bit. So now we're looking down, punching to the floor. There's a big beach ball there that we want to punch. All right, and then just come back to shoulder height again. Just a little bit. And then release it. Take a cleansing breath, inhale in, exhale through the mouth. And just notice if you feel a little bit different in your shoulders now. So I wanted to warm up your shoulders so we can do a little bit of a deeper twist now. All right. So inhale your right arm up. And we're going to take that right arm over to the left. So maybe it holds on to the knee, the thigh, wherever it can be. Right? And now the left arm. So a little twist, we're looking to the left. Inhale the left arm up. And now take it the whole way back in a full circle. Take it back and around. Now we're going to scoop it down towards the floor and then pick it up towards the ceiling. And see if you can do, we're a water wheel or a Ferris wheel with our shoulders. Can we do 3 circles here? See if you can follow it with your eyes. And then the next time you go back, keep your arm back, turn and look back at your hand. So now your right hand is really pressing on that left knee and you're reaching back with the left arm. Now just for the last breath, take your chin and look over the right shoulder. Good. And then come back. We'll do that on the other side and then just a little bit of neck release. All right. So just take a moment again. This is called interoception, the ability to notice what shifts or what changes. So maybe a little bit different feeling on the left shoulder side now than the right. Okay, so now we'll float that left arm up to any degree. And we're going to turn and look to the right and take that hand to the outside of the right leg or wherever it can go. And now we're going to spiral with that right arm. So bring the right arm straight up. And now we're going to take it back. Let the first one be slow. Take it back like you're trying to paint a big circle on the wall or the floor or the ceiling. So follow it with your eyes. Notice how your chest and everybody follows. Turning. We'll do one more. So we're scooping down, pressing forward, reaching up. And this time when you go back, pause and stay. So that right arm reaches for the wall behind you. Lift your heart up, drop your left shoulder down. Press your sit bones into the chair. And now, just for the last breath, take your chin over your left shoulder and down. And then release and bring it back. Just let your shoulders or your knees sway a little bit back and forth. Just release. You just want to release a little bit. All right. Now, this last thing I want to do is for your neck. So I hope this will modify, but I hope this will feel okay. So we're going to start. You're going to look up and to the left. All right. Now take your left hand and place it on the outside of the right side of your neck, like sort of in the middle of your neck here. Okay. And then take your other hand on top of it if that feels okay. Now you're going to press into the neck a little bit. So think about the skin, the fascia, the muscles under there, and you want to make connection with your hand. You're letting your hand just linger there and warm up that spot. We have a lot of heat in our hands, so we're warming them up. We're looking up and to the left. Now, let your hands be heavy and let them slide down the skin of your neck, pressing as much as feels right for you. You're sliding, and as you get closer to the collarbone, it might get a little sensitive. You can really sink your fingers in, and now you'll pause just above the collarbone and maybe lift your chin a little higher. It's an extreme stretch of the muscles on the side of your neck, the skin and the fascia. Looking up and even behind you as your hands slide down. And then bring your head level and come back to center and release your hands. So just notice if you feel a little bit of sensation on the neck. It's a really nice way of releasing your sternocleidomastoid. Is a muscle that starts behind your ear and comes forward and attaches on your collarbone. And it's one of the main neck flexors, so you use it all the time. So we're trying to release that a little bit. All right. So now we're going to turn and look to the right, and then you're going to look up and a little bit behind you. And if you feel any like congestion here, try and lower that right shoulder blade. Make space between the ear and the shoulder. Now take your right hand to the middle of the left side of your neck. So that big ropey diagonal muscle there, that's called your sternocleidomastoid, your SCM. So take your hand and really press into it like you want to be able to touch the muscle under the skin. And then take the left hand on top of it. And we'll pause here as you lift your chin and look back and let the heat of your hand warm up that side of the muscle. Now take an inhale and get tall. And as you exhale, let your hands just glide down the skin, pressing in and dragging it down a little bit, making some length. If anything's sensitive, slow it down, ease up a little bit, keep it within your comfort range. And then as your fingers come just above the collarbone, you'll pause there and then lift your chin up a little bit more. And just pause here as you feel that stretch diagonally from your left collarbone up to your chin. And then gently bring your head level, come back to center, and release your hands. Okay, so I couldn't see you because my head was turned, but I hope that you guys liked it. Now the last thing we'll do, if you have glasses, if you can take them off, well, yeah, take them off for just a minute. I'll walk us through it. You're going to take your hands and rub them together. Now this is in yoga, we call it prana. This is your life force. We're making friction on the surface, but you're also, your life force is in your hands, and you're rubbing, 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 getting your hands warm. Now, take the heel of your hand, place it on your cheekbones, and let your palms cover your eyes. And then imagine you can inhale through your hands and draw that warmth into your eyes. Soften your eyelids. Let your mind, your brain behind your eyes, relax and soften too. And just feel that warmth coming through. Now with your warm hands, rub up onto your forehead, around your hairline, down to your chin. Let your face be soft and just rub right up through the middle, around your hairline. Find your cheekbones, your jaw, press down. And one more time. Hands slide up the front of your face, across your forehead, around your hairline, your scalp, down to your jaw, and relax. Take your hands and just shake them out. Then shake them out to the sides, shake them out to the top, bring them down, and then rest your hands in your thighs, palms up. Find your long spine. Bring your chin back just a little bit so the back of your neck is long, but the front of your neck is soft. Take a cleansing breath. Long, slow inhale through both nostrils. And then sigh out and exhale. Feel that waterfall just splashing down over you. Like we're in flash dance, right? A bucket of water. So the waterfall comes down over us and just washes away everything. You can gently open your eyes. My glasses back on. You can bring your hands in front of your heart. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. And just send a little message of gratitude to your body. And I thank you for joining